Manchester United, let's move on because they're in the news again today. Reportedly, a report from Sky News in the UK saying that the Glazer family are exploring a sale as they seek new investment in Manchester United. So, of course, they've been in charge for 17 years, right? Most of it has been fan protests, unrest about the running of the club. Nick Mendola, this report is interesting because it's kind of off the back of a very similar report about Liverpool and their American owners as well, seeking investment, maybe potentially selling all of the club or part of it. And that just kind of maybe is the main reason why they're trying to do is close the gap to Chelsea, who've just got new ownership, to Manchester City and to Newcastle's Saudi Arabian owners as well. And maybe Man United and Liverpool realizing we are huge clubs and huge brands, but we can't invest to keep the pace with these other teams in the Premier League and their owners, right? So what are your thoughts on this report? Because this seems pretty definitive for Man United. And there just hasn't really been any noises about the Glazer family wanting to sell the club. So this is a huge deal.
It is a massive deal, and I think there is still enough, especially with the upswing under Ten Hag for now, at least some good vibes. There's still an opportunity here for Manchester United. Not that they'll ever be a small club, and we're not saying that, but they still carry the weight of it's them or Real Madrid. I'm not saying either of them are my favorite teams, but if you're talking about if you just walked up to the richest man in the world and said, hey, you're going to invest in a soccer team, I still feel like Man United or Real Madrid carry this sort of gravitas that still exists for them. And there was a moment in time when that was Leeds or that was another team. And there's always the chance that could go away. And the Glazers probably have to be looking around in a sort of pragmatic sense and exactly what you're talking about, looking at new potential monsters in their own league, like Newcastle, monstrous budgets, and then adding in the idea of a Chelsea with new ownership and thinking to themselves, all right, I can go make a lot of money right now on one of the most valuable brands in the world. And there are going to be people out there ready to buy a club like Manchester United.
Oh, absolutely. So it's going to be interesting. The Athletic are reporting as well that a statement is pretty much imminent from the Glazer family about this and looking at investment, either, again, a full-scale sell the whole club and move on, or potentially partner with other owners or other investors and sell off part of the club. So, Andy, that seems very similar, like I said, to these reports about Liverpool as well. So it's kind of like they want to keep their name connected to the club, but the finance and the real financing of it, move it onto somebody else. So this is going to be interesting to watch, right? With these giants kind of almost jostling for potentially the same investors, right? For Liverpool, Man United. So what can we kind of see? And it's dangerous as well, right? Whenever new ownership comes in, whatever you think of the Glazer family and how they've run Manchester United, there is a risk involved as well with this.
Yeah, I do think they will have to, before they're able to bring anybody in to invest in the club alongside them, I do think they will have to sell, because anybody that's going to have the kind of money that they require to make this leap up into the next financial bracket, like you guys have talked about, is going to want a lot of control of the club as well. And they're not going to be happy to be a minority or even a majority and have to deal with everything that comes along with having, partners in it. So I imagine it would be a sale if anything does come to fruition. And then you pair that up with the Ronaldo news that we had earlier in the day as well. And it really gets the gears turning, thinking, okay, obviously January transfer window is going to be interesting anyway, because we've got a World Cup in the middle of the season. Cool. United have $500,000 a week off of the wage bill now at this point, with a real need at center forward for the second half of the season if they want to be top four, potentially new owners coming in, new money coming. There's a lot of things that are maybe timing up with United improving results on the field under Erik ten Hag, that this could culminate, maybe not this season, but next year in a real return to power for them.
What if, Joe, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to buy Manchester United, and that's why he can't play there anymore?
And then he's going to sack Erik ten Hag and say, I don't respect him. And then he's going to put himself in charge. He'll be captain. He'll be starting.
They finally got a good manager, and then the striker sacks him. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, wow. This just took a turn. But in all honesty, given the crazy amount of news going on, I mean, who knows? Who knows if that will happen? But head over to Pro Soccer Talk at NBCSports.com for all the latest on this potential sale of Manchester United. It's just reports at this moment, but it's a very fast developing situation. There's some interesting times ahead at Old Trafford with the ownership situation, Ronaldo out, and Eric Ten Hag's era really kicking into gear in the new year.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. For even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you over there.